Parents, as red as you think your state may be, your children are not safe from leftist indoctrination in public schools. These people think they own your children. They are going so far as to socially transition your children in secret. And now one Texas family is taking the issue all the way to federal court. You're going to want to take your blood pressure medication for this one, because this is infuriating. Welcome back to Come and Take It. It is officially July, and I thank God for that. My eyeballs thank God for that.
I'm so thankful.
My eyeballs are so grateful that I get a break from all of the obscene festivals that my organization, Texas Family Project, has been documenting across the state. By the way, if you really want to bleach your eyeballs, you should go check out our latest. You can find it at Texas Family Project's X account along with my own. And the way in which children are being irreparably harmed and indoctrinated into what I would call a sex cult, I think that we have to also remember, as much as that is happening at all of these pride festivals across the country, not just in Texas, across the country, as much as this is happening in all of these pride festivals, you're seeing all of this footage come out seemingly every week, every day in the month of June. It's just like, God, can this get any worse?
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
We just have to remember that it doesn't start and end at these pride festivals. It is happening in Texas schools still in 2025. And it is happening in certain cases without parents knowing a single thing about it. It's happening totally in secret. And anytime something like this comes up, I remind people, the only way this is solved is through lawsuits, major lawsuits. Sue the hell out of everyone. Every parent who has children who regret the irreversible surgeries or sterilization that they went through because doctors rushed them into that, sue. Sue the doctors, sue the hospitals, sue everyone involved in that. Every parent who has young children exposed to pornographic literature at their schools, sue. Sue the hell out of every outside entity, every single one of them who takes it upon themselves to expose children to this sexual depravity and indecency, and especially before their poor innocent brains are ready to handle the information. And that is exactly what is happening in Houston, Texas, of all places. And I know, people who live in Texas will be like, oh, well, it's Houston. Still, this is in the state of Texas. This should not be happening. There should be very serious ramifications for something like this happening in the state of Texas, the entire state. I don't care what gross city, I don't care what gross urban area you're in. There should be serious ramifications. People should be too scared to do this in the state of Texas. From Texas Scorecard, Houston parents sue HISD over daughter's secret social gender transition. This is from the article. Terry and Sara Osborne, the parents of a Bel Air high school student, filed a federal lawsuit against the Houston Independent School District last week, alleging the school socially transitioned their daughter against their explicit wishes. The lawsuit names several individuals, including the superintendent, the high school principal, the school counselor, and multiple teachers. And so it goes on. It says, according to the lawsuit, these school employees, there were more than 6 of them, it says. These school employees referred to the girl using a masculine name and male pronouns for 2 freaking years, beginning in 9th grade, after the girl's theater teacher distributed a worksheet asking for students' names and pronouns. Now, I'm just going to hit pause on this story for a second, okay? If you are older than, I don't know, if you have been out of the school system for longer than, let's just say, a decade, all right? Did you ever see a worksheet that a student or parents, whomever, had to fill out that gave, what is your child's name and what is your child's pronouns? Like, that didn't exist up until 5 minutes ago when society decided that they were going to let this alphabet mafia take over the entire world, regardless of common sense, regardless of decency, regardless of, the ability of protecting your children, regardless of any of that. 5 minutes ago, they decided to just allow this particular mafia to take over literally every single industry. Before that, everyone would have been like, what do you mean pronoun? She's a girl. You call her she. You're the teacher. You're supposed to know that. Like, that was not a thing that anyone, it was unheard of. It was not a thing that anyone was doing. And now all of a sudden, the theater teacher is distributing a worksheet asking for students' names and pronouns. Oh, okay. Well, the mother specifically requested that the teacher use her daughter's legal name and female pronouns. But I guess the daughter had crossed out what her mother had chosen and wrote in he, him pronouns. And so the daughter said it. Now, at this point in the story, can we all agree that a teacher who actually means well, right? A teacher who cares about the child's well-being, who cares about the child's mental state, who cares about, the child's relationship with her family, that type of teacher would simply send a note to the parents informing them, hey, your child actually crossed out this pronoun on the worksheet and put this. I don't want to get in between any sort of family dynamics, but I just thought that you should know because you're the parent and I'm not. So a teacher who was well-meaning, do you think that they would just simply send a note giving this sort of tidbit of information to the parents so that the parents could handle that very delicate conversation with their own child? Well, actually, that's a trick question, because a teacher who cares about the child's well-being, who cares about what their objective is, which is to teach the child whatever this study is, theater in this case. Teach the child as much as you can about theater and then send the child on their way. And a teacher who actually cared about a child's well-being, who actually cared about their intended objective, if it wasn't to indoctrinate children, would never send out a worksheet asking for pronouns in the first place.
Everything is messed up.
Which goes to the point, these teachers they're asking for it. They are asking for this information. They're asking for this type of a situation to happen. They are lying in wait to prey upon vulnerable, confused children who are going through a rebellious phase, who see, oh, mom said that I'm a girl. Joke's on her. I'm going to identify as a boy because I control my own destiny. Like, these teachers are so evil. They are just lying in wait to just get a handful of children who are confused because, again, what child, while going through puberty, going through adolescence, hasn't felt uncomfortable in their own body? Like, feeling uncomfortable in their own body, is a rite of passage. Every single adult, we've all gone through that phase. We've all gone through childhood. We've all gone through adolescence. We understand that there are moments where you're confused and nothing feels right and you feel awkward. You're like, oh gosh, like things are growing and you're getting hair in places you didn't realize. And like, it's a very confusing, awkward time. It was a rite of passage up until we had all of these weirdos in schools just ready to sick upon these young, confused children. We used to have adults who were focused on helping the child through it, rather than trying to convince them that they're actually, you're just supposed to be another gender. Oh, you're a tomboy? You love to climb trees? I mean, that was me. Thank God I wasn't born now. My parents would have had doctors, would have had therapists, would have had teachers, would have had school principals who told them, your daughter's not a tomboy. She actually is just an actual boy, and you need to chop her breasts off stat. You need to start her on puberty blocking hormones stat. It's going to be very, very traumatic if she grows breasts more. It's going to be very, very traumatic if she gets her period. You're going to need to stop all of that.
I can't take this anymore.
Oh, she likes to climb trees. That's because she thinks she's a boy. I mean, it is nuts. These people, these adults, these grown adults are just waiting to prey on innocent, confused children who are going through a normal thing. They want to tell these children, no, actually, it's not normal. No, you won't grow out of it. This must be what you really are.
Wherever you happen to be, thanks for spending part of your day here with the Texas Minute. It's a beautiful day in the Lone Star State. There's a new battle on the horizon in the legislature for taxpayers eager to see their property taxes reduced. Some school districts are making it harder for Texans to find out what's happening in those classrooms and libraries. Texas lawmakers are already poised to make big decisions.
Bye, honey. I'll see you tonight.
Poised to make big decisions impacting your family and your pocketbook. In other news, polling finds that California is moving to the Lone Star.
So the parents of this female student said they didn't learn about the use of male pronouns at the school. They didn't learn that these were being used until the girl was well into 10th grade. So it started in 9th grade. Well into 10th grade, they found out. And at that point, they formally requested that teachers revert to using their daughter's biological pronouns. Seems pretty simple to me. However, despite these repeated requests, the lawsuit alleges that the teachers continued using male pronouns. Game over. Game over. Right there, game over. Everyone involved in disregarding the parents' wishes right there should have been fired. Period. But they weren't. It just gets worse. By the student's junior year, the Osbornes met with Principal Nigley to address the situation directly. They reiterated their concerns about the school's handling of the matter. Principal Nigley attempted a compromise. Teachers would refer to the student only by her last name to avoid using any pronouns at all. Oh, how kind, how generous. Oh, wow, what a sacrifice. You don't want to, you're too worried about offending the child, so you won't do what the parents say, which is very simple. Our child is a female. Use female pronouns because this is our child and we're done with you confusing her. They wanted to offer a compromise. Well, the parents rejected this compromise and again instructed the school to use their daughter's legal name and female pronouns. Now, I got to be clear here. If my child's teachers started socially transitioning my child behind my back and against my explicit wishes that I have very clearly communicated to them, that I am on record very clearly communicating to them, and after 2 years of this mess, their only response is, well, we'll just avoid using pronouns altogether, there is like a 99% chance that I'm in jail. Like, bring me bail money, because if that is done to my child and I find out and I go to them and they still refuse to do something so simple, I'm definitely in jail. Like, that is absolutely unreal. So, by the way, just as an aside, when the parents filed a Public Information Act request for correspondence, I'm sure that you're gearing up for a lawsuit and you're like, I want to see all of what you guys talked about. I want to see everything. I want to see emails. I want to see correspondence about my daughter. I want to see what you were saying behind closed doors when you thought nobody was going to file this request. Correspondence from the school regarding their daughter, any counseling sessions, which is a whole nother can of worms. Counseling sessions and the school's pronoun policy. The district said they couldn't provide them with the documents requested because it would produce at least 77,344 emails. You can't do this to someone else's kids. 77,344 emails were sent back and forth regarding these parents' daughter, her counseling sessions, and the pronouns that they were going to use for her. Nearly 80,000 emails went out about this family's situation, and the school's just like, sorry, we can't turn them over. We talked too much about your child behind your back, and now that's just too many emails to produce. Like, you cannot do that to someone else's children. And if you care about children, you don't do this to someone else's kids, right? I mean, that's the takeaway here. Not only is adolescence a confusing time for children who don't have evil demons intentionally trying to lead them into a lifetime of confusion, it's especially hard when you have trusted adults in your life as a child. You have trusted adults in your life telling you something that is totally incongruent with what a child knows to be true, which is that they are supposed to be able to go to their parents to guide them ultimately. The most trusted adults that they should have in their lives are their parents. They know this inherently. That is already instilled in them. And now you've got these teachers who are like, oh, shh, it's okay. It's okay. We won't tell. That's nuts. This is a parent's job. This is a parent's conversation. Instead, these deranged teachers want to lead them into a lifestyle that will make them more prone to depression, more prone to social anxiety, more prone to other anxieties, more prone to suicidal ideation, more prone to actual suicide. Oh, and by the way, sterilization, the irreversible mutilating of body parts. The list goes on. And the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, these deranged teachers want to lead them into the lifestyle that makes them more prone to all of those things. There's nothing else to call it but evil. And by the way, for this particular case, it looks like case precedence is on the parents' side because they are, of course, citing the First Amendment, freedom of religion, and then the 14th Amendment as well. But the Supreme Court just ruled last week in favor of parental rights in schools against the LGBTQIA++ exponent, PEMDAS, the LGBT cult in Maryland. And they said that parents could actually, this case was about required reading. And so they said parents could opt out of required reading that involved LGBT, required curriculum or readings because it went against their religion. So, I mean, I don't know. When you're looking at, all right, the Supreme Court said that parents do have the ability to raise their child with the religious beliefs that they so choose for their child. And if the school wants to require readings, the parents are allowed to opt out of them because it goes against their religion. I'm pretty sure that secretly transitioning a kid at school against the parent's religion, not going to make the cut when it goes all the way to the Supreme Court, which I'm sure it's going to have to go. But in the meantime, I hope and pray this family makes millions of dollars off of this school system. These public schools are trash. They are filled, they are infested with these evil demonic ghouls whose sole purpose is to indoctrinate your child into a lifestyle that will harm them. I mean, I don't know how much more evidence people need that that is what is happening. And by the way, as I said at the beginning, this is not changed until people start suing. Sue everyone. The cultists are not going to change their minds, okay? You're not going to go to a doctor who chops body parts off of young children that are perfectly healthy. You're not going to go to any of these people and try to reason them out of their position. They're completely unreasonable, irrational people to have these thoughts in the first place, okay? So the doctors mutilating children, not going to change their minds. The teachers indoctrinating these students instead of teaching them meaningful skills, not going to change their minds. They're still going to be evil demonic ghouls. But at the end of the day, all they need to do is fear going bankrupt. All they need to do is fear getting sued for millions upon millions of dollars for malpractice or for violating parental rights. Whatever the case may be for that particular situation, all they need to do is be scared of financial ruin. And when they are too scared of financial ruin, they will stop. That is when this ends. The detransitioners suing the doctors, the mental health therapists, the hospital systems, every single entity that was responsible for maiming them, for sterilizing them, they got to sue them all. These parents who are getting their rights violated, their parental rights violated because these teachers are so disgusting that they think that they own these children, sue all of these. That is the only way out. The only way out is through. You're not going to change their minds. We can make them fear financial ruin. It's the only way. So I hope These parents set a really, really good case precedence that you do not own our children. Our children are ours. And God entrusted us with them to raise them how we see fit. You may not keep secrets from us, especially ones that emotionally affect our children so deeply. And shame on you, you soulless ghouls. Well, now that I got that out of my system, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Pretty please. YouTube.com/at Sara Gonzales Unfiltered. We are, of course, the Come and Take It playlist. So make sure that you have got that. Hit the like button. It'll help us in the algorithm, which we all know is stacked against us. And so will a comment. Let me know. First of all, let me know if you're going to bring me bail money, if that happens to my kid. Second of all, let me know if you would be in jail too. Let me know in the comments, and we'll keep a lookout for what's going on here in the state of Texas, and we'll bring it to you next time on Come and Take It.
Be sure to subscribe to Texas Scorecard on YouTube and click that bell to ensure you're a real Texan. If you liked this video and want to see more citizen-driven journalism, be sure to click like and go to TexasScorecard.com to read about all things Texas. Texas Scorecard, real news for real Texans.